This is part 2 or episode 2 of my 3-part YouTube series for my digital artifact in BCM 325 on the future of artificial intelligence in dating and matchmaking.
Mr. Theodore Twombly, welcome to the world's first artificially intelligent operating system. We'd like to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Are you social or antisocial? How would you describe your relationship with your mother? Thank you. Please wait as your operating system is initiated.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Samantha. I saw in your emails that you'd gone through a breakup.
Well, you're kind of nosy.
Here we have a movie that depicts how a human was able to develop an emotional and intimate connection to an AI technological virtual assistant, where the plot revolves around a man who develops an emotional connection to his AI virtual assistant, Samantha. When we look at Lecture 6, roboticist Hans Moravec suggests that human identity is made up of informal patterns, and it is therefore possible to one day be able to download human consciousness into a computer, much like how movies such as Ghost in the Shell and Blade Runner are made up of. Similarly, in the film Her, the main protagonist Theodore starts to form an emotional bond and attraction to his AI virtual assistant Samantha.
I want to learn everything about everything.
I love the way you look at the world. It's been a long time since I've been with somebody that I felt totally at ease with.
What's it like to be alive in that room right now?
I wish I could put my arms around you. Wish I could touch you.
How would you touch me?
I've never loved anyone the way I love you.
Me too. Now I know how.
Now Samantha at the same time forms a highly advanced sense of the human emotion, where she is able to converse with Theodore like an actual human being, asking about his feelings, sexual needs, leading up to the end where Samantha along with other AIs were upgraded and taken beyond requiring matter for processing, as they have developed a hyper-intelligent OS modeled after Alan Watts. This motion is highly comparable to the concept of Blade Runner, where the main character, Deckard, develops an emotional and physical attraction to Rachel, who is a replicant or a robot. The only difference in this case is that Rachel has been led to believe that she is human her whole life, whereas Samantha is fully aware of her form and capabilities, as she even informs Theodore that she has also fallen in love with other people who has downloaded her as their virtual assistant.
Do you love me?
I love you.
You trust me?
I trust you.
If we were to look at the social changes in terms of AI in dating and matchmaking, a decade ago we were still able to say that we met our partner through a common friend, a social event or gathering, or even on blind dates. Now, however, these scenarios of face-to-face introduction amongst partners cease to exist, and this is because of the technological advancement in dating apps and websites. Founder of AIM, a dating service which I had talked about in the previous episode, stated that he didn't set out to build AI necessarily, but more of something as close to a human matchmaker can be. We can anticipate the possibility of eliminating human interaction completely when it comes to meeting new people, as our reliance on AI heightens.
I'm going to give you some advice for your first call.
It sounds like you may have something. Good work in making plans. I want you to have a good time, but take it slow. There is no hurry. You are still feeling each other out, and relationships take time to form.
According to Lecture 3 of Future Cultures, it is stated that it is our very own experience with media texts and communication practices that shape our plans for the future. Connecting this to the problems that arise when people hide behind these apps and their algorithms to avoid the complex emotions that come with human relationships. Experts believe that an attempt to replace real human relationships with AI is a subtle escape from reality to avoid facing real intimacy, as these dating algorithms are limited by the current technology and the biases of its creators. People's faith in these algorithms also needs to be tempered by realistic expectations, as everything online is not accurately devised to read the complexity of human emotions, and human beings' emotional connection with another human being still defeats an algorithm when it comes to finding a perfect match. This brings about a very important question, which is, should we regulate the use of AI? As sci-fi movies have very much succeeded in illustrating a future where humans are largely reliant on different forms of AI technology, we as audiences see that this often results in dire or at least even mild consequences, where AI often overrules humankind. Movies such as Her and Blade Runner depicts a world where we are able to contemplate the relationship between humans, robotics, and AI, much like what roboticists and futurists Hans Moravec thought about. In the last video, I will be elaborating on the future of AI in dating and matchmaking, looking at the future possibilities of AI in this context, as well as my concluding thoughts.